All right, guys. Welcome back to the Unrestrained podcast. Yeah, guys, we were off last week. The internet didn't go live, but hi to people, Alfred.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Unrestrained podcast, man. I am delighted, man. There's going to be some fireworks. Get ready, put your seatbelts on, and we continue on this venture on the Unrestrained podcast, man.
Yeah, guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Unrestrained podcast on X, on YouTube. What else are we on now?
We're on Rumble, X,
Rumble.
and YouTube today.
All right, good. We're live. And so, yeah, guys, don't forget to share. Yeah, guys, we're still on the mission to go to the White House and join that press pool. You know, we got to have, like I forget what it is. I think it's
100,000.
100,000 views, guys. So we need all the help we can get. So you guys can be a part of it by helping us out, by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And of course, yeah, we're gonna get into some of the stuff that happened, guys, last week. Obviously, Friday we had the whole Zelensky debacle, if you will. We're gonna get into the disappointment with Pam Bondi. We'll touch on that. A lot going on there, guys. It's definitely, you know, we have a lot of wins, guys, but a lot of winning. I'm not tired of winning, but I think a lot of people would agree. You got to get the music off, Alfred. A lot of people would agree that, you know, these are all nice things that are happening, but we want people getting locked up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I understand it's been 30 days. Yes, I understand Cash just got in there. Looks like Bongino's going to be, I think his last show is the 4th, I forgot what the date was, March 14th. So I don't know what his official start date is, but you know, we got some soldiers in there. And then we're also going to talk about, you know, the Democrats. Looks like they had, according to Political, the centrist Dems, supposedly. I didn't know there was such a thing as a centrist, because the centrists we knew from the Democratic side are all now MAGA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that and see what their takeaways were. It does not seem to me like they've learned their lesson. Well, we'll get into that. But yeah, guys, Pam Bondi. So a lot of conversations going on Friday. I'm sure you guys saw that, you know, they had that social post with these influencers over at the White House, and they're holding up the binders.
Yeah.
Right. And apparently it was all just garbage. Looks like names, stuff that was already released.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard multiple sides, right? Some of the influencers that were there said that that they actually were not, they were told it wasn't a big deal, that it really wasn't a big bombshell what they were being given. And I guess they were actually caught off guard. They didn't know really what was going on. They started handing them these binders. Apparently they're told, hey guys, don't report on this.
Right.
They had some sort of embargo where they weren't able to go on their socials. They didn't even have their phones on. I guess that picture that was taken that went viral of them holding up the binders, they were just caught off guard, I guess.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like they intended to be like celebrating anything.
Is that what you heard? I mean, because initially this is what I heard, and again, this is something that you know that you know that the right is good at, right? They're called the bullshire right away, right? For example, we got Laura Loomber that was speaking on this, and she was saying that, you know, like, it just makes no sense that, you know, we're gonna be giving out binders and giving out information that we, you know, we already had.
Right.
You know, for instance, she says, nope, I got a hold of the binder. This is the information that's here. It was uploaded into PDF. And now this is the question that everybody's asking, like, you know, did the influencers, mind you, did the influencers were there to call out something breaking news, something that Pam Bondi was already, working her way in through from
No,
Jesse
see,
Waters,
it
right?
sounds like it was a setup. They were actually there because they had a meeting with the press pool, and
Mm-hmm.
it was being announced to them that they were going to have more access to the White House and into the press room.
Oh, got you.
Okay,
Okay.
so apparently they were there. They had nothing to do with the release of the Epstein files.
Oh, okay.
That's not why
Oh,
they were
wow.
there.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so it sounds to me kind of like there's some sort of sabotage, I guess. There's something going on, okay? There's some sort of sabotage going on because according to some reports from these influencers that were there, they just randomly started handing over these binders over to them. But apparently it was made clear to them that this wasn't any kind of bombshell.
Mm, okay.
Okay, but then it's like, okay, why are you guys even handing on binders? So I think there's some sabotage going on. I think good. Let's go ahead and play this clip because Pat Bondi ends up going on Mark Levin and to kind of explain herself here, if you will. Okay. Let's go ahead and listen to what she has to say here. Okay. And then we'll comment further on this. All right.
Welcome back, America. We're here with, and I'm very excited about this, Attorney General Pam, good friend, especially a good friend of my wife, but a wonderful lady, a great lawyer. Welcome to the program, Madam Attorney General. I want to get into this Epstein thing a little bit. I think the American people are very curious about who's on this list, or these lists. You have been doggedly trying to get all the information, and now we learn, thanks to you, that you've been stoned.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
let's carry on while we fix this.
Okay. So some of you guys might have watched that clip. I'll go ahead and read what it says here. So AG Pat Bondi just went on Mark Levin, gave a few updates on the Epstein documents. Quote, I started asking for these documents right when I came into the office. Quote, I found resources that told me that I found resources told me New York, I don't know what SDNY, are sitting on thousands of pages of documents regarding Epstein. What is SDNY?
SDNY, that's I think is the South District of New.
South District of New York.
Correct.
Got it. She says, Mark, I have not reviewed the information yet. As a lawyer, as a prosecutor, I want to review everything before I make firm conclusions. But I find it very interesting that they held that from us, and I will find out who withheld that, and they will not be working for us anymore. There we go.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I was able to fix it here.
Okay, let's go ahead and listen in.
Let's see. Hold on here 1 second here. Hold on. Bear with me. Let me get that. Let me get that screen back in there. Share. All right, over here as we continue with this. Okay, here we are. Here we go.
People in New York. Do you want to explain that?
Yes, Mark. So as you know, we released about 120 pages of documents, and I started asking for these documents right when I came into office and before Kash Patel was in there. So I ended up getting about 120 pages. We carefully redacted them, of course, to be sure the 254 young girls, women who are victims of sex crimes and sex trafficking, their personal information was redacted and out of there to protect them. So I'm going through it and I kept saying, there has to be more, there has to be more. I'm assured that's it. Kash asked the same questions. Assured there's no more. I found out, this week that a source told me New York, SDNY, they're sitting on thousands of pages of documents regarding Epstein. Thousands. And of course, you've seen the very strong letter. We will get everything. We will have it in our possession. We will redact it, of course, to protect grand jury information and confidential witnesses. But the American people have a right to know. And Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. So not only will America get the full Epstein files, they will get JFK, they will get Martin Luther King.
Well, that's fantastic, but I assume the Southern District of New York is, or has been, holding on to this information for a reason. That is, they don't like the names on the list. And of course, we know New York is a hotbed of the Democrat Party, and that includes in legal circles. Do you think that's part of the issue here, that they're trying to protect a lot of names and individuals?
You know, Mark, I have not reviewed the information yet. And as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, I want to review everything before I make a firm conclusion. But I think it's very interesting that they withheld that from us. And I will find out who withheld it, and they will not.
All right. Anyhow, so I don't know what to think about this, you guys, because look, just using some common sense, guys, using some common sense. We know that when they raided Jeffrey Epstein's house, multiple properties were raided. Okay. So this doesn't explain, regardless of what's going on here, either she's full of crap and is running interference, because like Laura Loomer has been just blasting X, reminding everyone that she was the Attorney General of Florida.
Mhm.
So that Epstein case was from Florida. So she's before even becoming Attorney General of the United States, as the Attorney General of Florida, she could have released this evidence
Mhm.
before. It just doesn't make sense to me that she's acting like, well, I got like this binder, because remember, if you guys remember, there was an interview where she said, "Oh yeah, it's coming out Friday. I got the binder sitting on my desk." Right? So, okay, did you never read the binder? And did you really believe that that was everything? Just a binder? I mean, there's supposedly videos, tons of
Mhm.
you should be expecting boxes of videos and audio recordings and documentation and pictures, God knows what, because we've heard leaks out there from people in the FBI,
Mhm.
who whistleblowers, if you will, who claim that the videos and the pictures that they've seen are so bad that the American people are going to be furious, and that it makes them sick to their stomach. This is so all this to say that it doesn't seem believable to me that okay, either she's running interference and is blocking this from coming out, or she's incompetent. You understand what I'm saying, Alfred?
100%. You know what? And I'm gonna go with the second option. And the reason why I'm saying this, I'm gonna go with she's incompetent, is because this is the attorney general that was in 2012 was involved with the Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin a case. You guys remember? She was the one who was being put pressured by Obama. Remember? She was the one who was going against, the defense of George Zimmerman. Now we can't forget. For some of you, you want to forget. 2012 hasn't been that long for some of us. But I'm telling you this, man. I have a bad feeling. When Bill Barr came into office, and I think that was the beginning of Donald Trump's first, term, I was getting this iffy feeling, man. I'm starting to feel the same feeling here with Pam Bondi. And I'm hearing it from a lot of conservatives saying, give it some time. Wait for it. It's only been 12 days. I am telling you, if this is the way we're going to be fumbling, we're going to end up losing the game. We only have approximately 3 years and change to make changes to drastically in America. Think about it. The liberals have been controlling America for the last 20 years, and they look at what they created. They created freaking NGOs that are stealing the American, the taxpayer money. You know what I mean? And so I'm going into a tangent here. I know, but I'm trying to make you all understand. This is something that if we don't speak out, as a community, and we don't call it out, when we see Bullshire, then then we're going to continue to be in mourning, man. I mean, we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'm not. Look, I could do without seeing the JFK files,
I don't
and
care.
I can do maybe the 9/11 commission. That's pretty big. But if there's the most important thing is the Jeffrey Epstein case. That is the most important thing right now. that needs to be put out because this has been built up, guys. To this Epstein thing has been built up to make people believe that there is so many people involved, okay, in Hollywood, within government, this involves all the institutions of the United States. And if that's the case, then this all needs to be purged. Okay, we need this whole thing needs to be it rectified. We need to know about it because either it's not true, right, or it is true. Either way, we need to know what the heck is going on, and we need the videos, pictures, all of it. And to Alfred's point, one of the things she blocked from the and when I didn't know this till recently on the Zimmerman case was the pictures of Mark Zimmerman with his bloodied face
Yeah,
from the attack
exactly.
that he experienced from Trayvon Martin, right?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So that I never thought about it. If you guys realize, we never actually saw pictures of him, but why she was allegedly responsible from blocking those images to go out. So Obama pressured her to not allow that to come out, and she folded like a blanket, guys. So she is highly suspect from the beginning. Matt Gaetz leaving and her being coming in to replace him. That whole thing was already shady, guys. That already makes her suspect. So, I hope she does not think that this is just going to go away. I think Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan over the weekend, and he said it himself that there's so much pressure and so many eyes on this that I don't think they have a choice but to release all this evidence. And why is it even taking this long? I mean, it's already Monday, right?
Well, she went out and she gave a statement, and she said she's gonna as of the 12th, I believe. She's giving more time. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. I mean, I'm hearing all these commentators and people on the right or centrists, people that are in the center. They're not even MAGA, you guys. Ian out there, Ian Carroll, he's out there. He's calling it out. He's not even a MAGA guy or conservative. The guy's out there calling it out. She's saying there's no need for Pam Bondi to actually, to wait this long. She can easily walk into the office, right, of where these files are and start arresting people. Why is nobody being arrested? That's my question. Why are we waiting for? If it would have been, if this would have been the Democrats in control, man, I'm telling you, look at us. We would have been put together, corralled together, and put in the gulag just like we did with January 6th. They were already ahead of the game here.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any 5D chess conspiracy theories that this was done on purpose to find out who's you didn't need to pull this stunt off to figure out who the bad guys are and who you need to get fired. Stop with all that nonsense. Cash is in there now. She doesn't need me to go pick it up. Cash needs to sit. If it's in New York and supposedly over the weekend, I guess it came out that there was some raid. They got some documents, and all they got was the Mar-a-Lago files for Trump. They're giving them back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, that's it, really, guys? No. I need that. I need that. There's no excuse. Okay. We got Cash in there. Cash, get her the daggone freaking evidence immediately. And let's get this out there. Okay. Let's get this done. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So enough with that, guys. But we gotta keep the pressure on. We're not gonna let it go. We're not gonna let it go, guys. We're not gonna fall for this nonsense that they're stonewalling me. No. There is no more stonewalling. Okay.
Right.
We're in control.
You're the head honcho, man.
Right.
You are the one on top, man. Okay, for her to be at Fox every single day, bro. Come on now. Dude, you have the keys of the kingdom. Now start prosecuting people. Start getting them into jail. Good thing that we saw the FBI guy from the office resigning or being forced to resign.
Yep.
Good. I'm glad. But now let's get an investigation going on him. Why did he do that? Let's get some people in jail. Because at the end of the day, This is how Marxists react to the gulags and being put in jail, because that's the way they were doing it to us as conservatives.
Yeah.
We were put in jails, in the gulags. Remember? I mean, right now, after Donald Trump took office, 3 people, I mean, come on, 1,500 people being stuck in jail for 3 years? Come on now.
Yeah, guys. So it's concerning. Let's just hope and pray that we're not right about Pat Bondi. But you know what? If we're right, the sooner we get her out, the better. The sooner we can get her. If it turns out, if this woman does not get this stuff out there, Trump needs to fire her or call for her resignation or something. Okay, this is a big deal. But anyways, enough on that story. We'll see what happens, guys. Hopefully by next week, we'll be back here and we'll find out what happened. Hopefully we're over here talking about people going to jail. You know, because I did watch what was the award show that they had? I mean, not that I watch. My wife watches this stuff,
Oscars.
guys. Was it the Oscars?
Uh-huh.
Was it yesterday? Okay.
Yep.
And you had Oprah Winfrey up there and Whoopi Goldberg. And I just think to myself, if this is true, guys, if these people really are involved in these things, the things that are being alleged, they're just running free right now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, guys, moving along here to the Zelensky guys. Yeah, so pretty amazing, guys. What television was that on Friday, right? Watching JD. If you guys, I watched I think it was 45, 46-minute conversation with JD, Trump, Zelensky, and you had Marco Rubio there, and you had the whole press there, right? If you guys have not watched this thing from beginning to the end, because the clip that most people like, the one we're going to play right now, I think was like the last few minutes of this whole conversation. Leading up to this, Zelensky was being so disrespectful, and Trump actually was pretty damn patient. Okay, it was very obvious that that Zelensky, well, it turns out actually, what we could talk about that now, is he had met with the Dems leading up to this before they met in the Oval Office. Okay, and he was pressured to reject the mineral deal, right? I mean, we know this is believable, guys. Okay, according to what is this? The New York Post? Yes, the New York Post. Okay, headline is disaster in the Oval Office. Dems lead Zelensky, Ukraine off a cliff with pressure to reject mineral deal. Right, and he's quoted saying, "It turns out here, it looks like it actually says a common criticism, blah blah blah." Let me see. So before meeting President Trump, Zelensky met with anti-Trump Democrats who advised him to reject terms of the mineral deal that the president was offering, according to Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut. He's quoted saying, just finished a meeting with President Zelensky here in Washington. He confirmed that the Ukrainian people will not support a fake peace agreement where Putin gets everything he wants and there are no security guarantees or security agreements for Ukraine. Murphy's office posted on X at 11:15 a.m. on Friday. He attached a picture of Zelensky at a conference table with Murphy seated at the opposite side, right? So some of us have already, there's some pictures that have been put out. This is totally credible, guys. The Democrats, they're always plotting and scheming. So of course, they don't want Trump to have a victory. They don't want him to end the war. They don't care if people die. They don't care if people keep dying and that we're leading to World War III. As long as Trump does not get a win, as long as Trump is not able to go out and say, promises kept, right? Promises made, promises kept. I said I would end the war and I did, right? No, anything they can do to stop Trump from winning, whether it saves lives or not, whether it's best for the world, does not matter. They don't care about peace, right? So that could be their motivation. It could be pressure from the military industrial complex because they need to keep laundering that money, guys. They need to keep it moving, right? So what this statement saying fake peace agreement. What is fake about the agreement? How is it a fake agreement, right? And how are you saying no security agreement? No security agreement. So the plan was that he was supposed to go to the White House and sign off on the deal with Trump. This was phase 1, okay? Let's lock in this deal that you guys will pay us back in minerals, right?
Mhm.
Right? So get some minerals back.
Yep.
He already said no oil, but we need some minerals. We need some raw earth.
Right.
Okay. Let's put this deal together, and then that way we can keep negotiating here with Trump. Okay.
But
Now,
the question is, do we really need all that? No, we don't.
well, no, we do.
What?
No, we need the minerals.
Well, let me tell you.
Yes,
let
we
me
do.
let me tell you the reason why I think this is part of the art of the art of the deal, right? Because do you guys remember for the last 4 years, the Biden administration was just giving them everything to 68 billion here. The grifter would show up with the same suit to the White House, right? And he would get everything he wants. And in this case, Trump says enough is enough. Enough grifting. Enough is enough. We will put something where we can get a payback deal. And the payback deal was to add some of the minerals, some of the oil, right? Because granted, this guy's just showing up here and taking advantage of the American people.
Well, this is the thing, Alfred, is that people don't, and this is where Trump is horrible at communicating. Every time he's asked, what is the security guarantees? What guarantees are you having? Right? Trump is horrible at explaining the fact that because we will have, if once he signs this deal, right, and if he agrees to this, naturally he will have security guarantees because now you have American interests that we would need to protect. Okay? It's that simple. And I don't understand. Trump is just so terrible at just simply saying that. That's all he has to say. But because he assumes that everybody is smart enough to understand and connect the dots, okay, that if Zelensky signs this deal, then we now have interest in keeping that land and that property secure because we need to get paid back. Right?
Right.
We need to get our money back. And the only way we get our money back is if we get some of these minerals that we actually do need and we can use. Right? So what is going to happen? We're not going to allow Putin to go in there and prevent us from getting paid back.
The funny thing about this, and I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying and where you're getting at. But did you hear right after, like a day after, what did Putin say? Let's negotiate. We got the best minerals here. The UK. I mean, think about it. Let's remove the middleman here. I mean, at the end, how does that sound? How does it sound?
That deal didn't make sense to me because what you're saying is, I understand. I mean, he's smart. He came out and said, but again, why would we take Putin's deal? He's not going to give it to us for free. We've already given money to Ukraine. We're trying to get our money back. Okay?
100%.
So Putin, he's not going to give it to us for free. We're going to have to buy the minerals. We're trying to get our money back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We've given them billions of dollars, and the only way we can recoup some of this is if they sign this deal. Okay? At the end of the day, he doesn't sign this deal, then good luck. Go kick rock, Zelensky. You're on your own, buddy. We're not giving you a dime.
And that's exactly what they said. And
right, that's what's going on.
Exactly.
Yes.
Perfect.
So, but yeah, let's go ahead and so now we understand that before this took place, right? The Dems, they tell Zelensky, don't take this deal, don't sign this deal, right? This is not good for you. So now this whole thing makes sense, right? Zelensky had no intention of making the deal. Okay. And so let's go ahead and listen again. By this time, Zelensky was, first of all, the damn guy won't wear a damn suit. Okay. You're keep in mind, guys, he's coming asking for us he's asking money from us, more money. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but if somebody's giving me billions of dollars and now I'm coming back for more, whatever you say, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. At least in front of the cameras, right? At least in front of the cameras. But behind closed doors, maybe you can have a different tone. But in public, this is not the way you handle business. But go ahead and play the clip.
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine?
Pause
That you
this.
say
Look how
what problems
condensed.
we
Pause it
have?
real quick.
I have been to...
Look at him with his arms crossed. Okay. And I think it started off a little late, but what he's responding to is when he said, what was the question? He said, what
Have you ever been to Ukraine?
no, he said, what kind of peace deal or what kind of diplomacy are you talking about?
Right.
Okay. And look, guys, to be fair, I get what Zelensky's coming from. Okay. Because the argument he's trying to make is he's trying to say, why would we trust Putin? Okay. And the case he's making in this conversation is, guys, we've made deals with Putin before and he has not honored them. Okay. He's a dictator, he's evil, he doesn't care, so on and so forth. Okay. And here you go again, guys. You guys are asking me again to come in here and pretend like I can make a deal with this man, right? I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
That's what he's saying. To be fair, I get where he's coming from. With that said, though, that's not the full story. The problem is that he's trying to be a part of NATO. That's the problem. That is the line in the sand for Putin, right? That's why Putin is like, no, we cannot have this, because the deal was that they would never seek becoming a part of NATO.
And the reason why, right? Because you got to understand. We've heard it before when the Tucker Carlson interview, right, with Putin, he strongly still believes that Ukraine is part of Russia. So in his mind, think about it. You got a dictator that actually thinks that Ukraine and for the most part, the eastern part of Ukraine is Russia. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so for him to say what he's saying is, it makes perfect sense. So now that's why you got this guy here talking it and trying again.
But Putin did not have a problem and conceded as long as they were not a threat to Russia. As long as they did not try to become a member of NATO, he was cool with it.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's fine. I'll deal. He was like, I'll deal with the fact that yes, but that's where the problem is. So going back to Zelensky, I get it. But again, okay, you are not in a position, okay, to in front of the American media, in front of the president of the United States and the leaders, to be trying to debate and argue with them in front of everybody. Okay. And this is JD interjected at the right time because it was enough. He kept disrespecting and trying to argue with Trump. Okay. If you guys watched the 45-minute earlier in the conversation when Trump, if you guys have heard him make this talking point where he keeps bringing up the fact that we've contributed more money than anyone else, okay, and that the Europeans need to do more because at the end of the day, it's more their problem than it is ours, right? We have an ocean between us. We don't need to worry about it, okay? But Europe is really their problem, and they need to do more. Zelensky responded by saying they do more. They do a lot. If you guys go back, that right there was already disrespectful. He was trying to basically say that what Trump just said was a lie, okay? And he did this in front of the media, and Trump didn't say anything. He was being cool. but JD had enough. And kudos to JD. So that's when JD had to interject and say, hey, hold on a second here, bro. Okay. You don't come here now and try to argue with us in front of the American media. You should be thankful. You should be coming in here thanking us for all the help that we've given you. Right. And what he's calling them out now here is where he's saying, you're coming in here and trying to argue with us in front of the American people. Right. And you're having to snatch people from the streets, men, and
right.
forcing them to go fight in the front lines.
That's right.
Okay, that's what JD is telling them right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit play, Alfred.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You
Don't-
will not
you
have
gotta-
a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
Okay, look.
We're going to feel very
You will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
you
This is where you shut
influence.
your
You're
mouth.
right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What you-
III.
what you
You're
speaking about?
gambling with
What you
World
speaking
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm-
It's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A
This
lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you.
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for
What-
the United
what
States
you're
of
speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking
Yeah,
loudly.
legit.
Your country is
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president,
How disrespectful when he said that they've been alone. How does that offend every American when he said we have been alone? And Trump rightfully jumps on him when he says that, because that's right. What do you mean? We've been sending you billions of dollars and
The javelins, the javelins.
and weapons and everything, and you've been alone? This guy's such a piece of crap. Okay. Why? Because he's been coming. He's used to coming to every year, and they all bow down to him, and they just give him what he wants, and he just keeps coming back. Why does he not want to end the war? Let's just assume he's right. Let's just assume that, you know what? Because the argument he's trying to make is, yeah, it's all good, Trump, while you're in office, but as soon as you leave, Putin's going to get crazy. And how do I know? Okay, if that's true, why not have peace for 4 more years then? Why not have peace for 4 years? And as soon as Putin breaks his promise again, at least you've had peace for as long as it takes. Why does it hurt you to try to make a deal here? And again, he's in no position to negotiate with anybody. That's what's so insane and absurd about this. So this reminds me of my workplace, okay? My boss, my boss's boss is a lot like Trump here, okay? This whole thing, when we have meetings, okay, you got to be careful what you say, okay, and how you say it, because he's the kind of guy that if you say something and it gets misconstrued, he'll jump all over you just like he did, right? And the worst thing you can do, and we all know people like this, okay? Think about when you were a kid. Think about when maybe amongst your siblings, right? And your parents are pissed off at you, and your brother or your sister has to keep running their mouth and making things worse, right? And so I watch in meetings where, somebody's getting ripped apart for something that they said or didn't do, and they try to defend themselves or explain it away, and they have not learned that the best thing to do in that moment is just to shut your mouth. Just shut up, whether you're right or wrong.
Right.
Just shut your mouth. Let them just say what they're gonna say, and later on behind closed doors, okay, you can talk about it and it's all good. Okay. This reminds me a lot about that. I know people like this, okay? And Trump, I don't, I'm not gonna say Trump is one of those people, because if you guys watch this 45-minute video, he was cool. He tried to just get along. JD's the one that kind of started all this, but I respect it, because had he not, our leader, I expect our leaders to not allow people to come into the Oval Office asking us for money and disrespecting us, okay? Because that's how I feel. He's not disrespecting Trump. He's disrespecting me. It's my paycheck. It's your money that's going over there to these people.
Yep.
And this guy's coming asking you for more money. Guy can't even wear a daggone freaking suit, okay?
I mean,
Walks
the guy,
over there wearing a damn t-shirt and some freaking black pants, okay?
just think about it. Over the last 4 years, and I'm not disrespecting on the guy, but the guy's lost his voice already. He's lost it. He's lost it. This is what he does. I mean, over the last 4 years, this is what the grifter has done. He's lost his voice. Too much talking. Too much throwing his young people to the meat grinder.
Yep.
And Russia don't care. Russia don't care. At the end of the day, think about it. They think Zelensky and West influence, should die and perish anyways. So, golly, I mean, this guy the cajones, bro. The cajones coming in here and just thinking that a new sheriff is in town. The new sheriff is in town, and I'm gonna get away with it. And it just backfired and smacked them right dead in the face, right? That's why JD couldn't handle it. That's why Trump couldn't handle it after. And now that's why 2-3 days later, now he's ready to sign the mineral deal. And if I would have been like Trump, I'm going to wait him out. I'm going to give him another 2 to 3 months. Let him figure it out for a little bit. Let him grift.
Well, no, you can't do that. You got people dying, Alfred. That's 3 months of deaths.
Well, yeah, but but at the end of the day, think about it, man. Think about it. This guy's the one who's pulling his own young people out of. He's dragging.
All you need to do now, Alfred, is this: you come tomorrow at this time, and you better wear a damn suit. No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious about this, guys. I want him. I want Trump. I don't care. He can forgive him. There's people dying. Okay, so we need to get this put to bed here. Okay, he's willing to come sign the deal. He's going to sign exactly what we want and how we want it and when we want it and where we want it. Okay, at the end of the day, this is their freaking problem. Okay, worst case for us, we're out billions of dollars. We're not going to get our money back. Okay, so that's fine. But I want him to wear a damn suit, because that, to me, the image alone is you're kissing the ring now, buddy.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? It was cool. You could have been cool, and we would have let you get away with wearing your t-shirts and not being appropriately dressed in the White House to come visit our leader, right? Or not our leader, but the person that represents us.
Right.
Okay? He's the representative of the people. Okay? Of the American people. You're going to come ask me for money? You better freaking wear a suit. Okay? You're asking for billions of dollars. But what's the next tip here, Alfred? So,
well, this is about
this is here. I'm glad this question got asked. Okay, so earlier in this whole exchange, one of the reporters asked him about why he does not wear a suit. So this was his response on that.
Second
And my
question.
second question for President Zelensky.
Yeah.
Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
You have problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I don't
the
have
authority of
such.
this office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one.
Maybe something
maybe
like this?
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for.
Anyways,
Second
And my
question.
second question for President
look at how not serious that guy is. I mean, even as the president or representative of Ukraine, as a Ukrainian, can you guys imagine? Imagine our president going out to another country and not dressing appropriately, like a professional. Okay, if we were in that position where we're sending out President Trump to ask for money and beg and squalor, or plead for help, can you remember World War II? Okay, Churchill was begging the United States to help. You write the letter. If you read the letters, how respectful Churchill was to the American people, asking them for the help. He didn't act like this idiot. Okay, it's just unbelievable. But yes, of course, after this happened, Trump goes to True Social, and they claim he's a bully, but he's the only one talking about saving lives, right? Saving lives and wanting peace. So Trump tweeted right after. He said, "We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotion, and I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved. And because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations, I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America and its cherished Oval Office. He could come back when he is ready for peace, right?
Time
he
out.
could come back when he's ready for peace, okay?
He's on timeout.
So he didn't say, I mean, if Trump was this bully, this just ridiculous egomaniac, he would not even consider even having a conversation. Like, really, Trump should be calling out for him to resign.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he could very easily go out and say, and talk directly to the people of Ukraine and tell them, unless you guys get rid of this guy, we're not helping you guys anymore. Right? But he still has not done that.
But that's the plan of this grifter, bro. He has canceled elections because he well knows that that Ukraine, if Ukraine has an opportunity to vote, what's going to happen? This guy's out. And this guy's been grifting for many years.
But Alfred, they don't need to vote. His own government can impeach him and get rid of him and demand him to resign.
Yeah, but
if Trump came out and every single day right now and demanded that and said, we will not negotiate with you unless you remove him, okay? They will make it happen, okay? They will make it happen. They will get him out.
This guy, I have a feeling this guy will find another way to weasel his way in, man. I feel strongly
that's not the point I'm making. What I'm saying, Alfred, is that Trump is still willing to work with the guy as long as he gets it together. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
I hear you.
That's what I'm saying. Because they're saying Trump is a bully, okay? That he's just this egomaniac. This is not how a bully egomaniac acts. A bully egomaniac, what I'm trying to make the point here is, would be demanding for him. He would never let him back in again. You know what I mean? And instead, he still is extending a hand and saying, hey, when you're ready for peace, and I wish he would have added, and you're better wear a suit, okay? Okay? When you're ready for peace, come back and we'll talk. Right?
100%. No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I feel, and the reason why I was saying, like, like in his mind, this guy's not ready to let go. He's had too much fun with all the money he's received from the United States. And you can see it. You can see a dictator right there. He wants control, and the only way he would get it is if he continues with war. In fact, I mean, one of the reasons why JD Vance called him out is because, he's pulling kids into vans and sending them into the meat grinder.
Yep.
And that's why one of the reasons why JD Vance spoke out, and he says, isn't this happening in your own country? And he tried to avoid it.
Right.
That's what got him upset. And that's the reason why this guy, man, cannot be trusted. He's a weasel. And, if you give him a little inch, he wants to take the full, the full hand, man. And Trump's I'm glad he knocked sense on it. But then you have the Marxists over here, meeting with the guy and empowering him.
Yep.
So we have enemy within.
Oh, yeah, guys. So the Democrats are evil and wretched. But, the next story here is this to Political report. Centrist Dem group rails against leftist identity politics and purity test. Okay. So this is according to the Politico. It looks like the Democrats got together here. It says when several dozen Democrat political operatives and elected officials gathered at a Tony resort off the Potomac River last month, frustrations boiled over at the left wing of their party, right? Democrats had become too obsessed with ideological purity test and should push back against far left staffers and groups that exert a disproportionate influence on policy and messaging. According to the document of takeaways from the gathering produced by the central left group Third Way, which is the name of the group, and obtained by Politico. So we'll go through this document, I guess the takeaways that they got from this event, but it's which is super interesting to me, guys, because there is no moderate group. There is no. How can you be a moderate and still be part of the Democratic Party? Okay. I mean, I've talked about moderates, it's the most annoying thing to me. I don't understand how you can wear being a moderate as a badge of honor. Okay. As if you're above the fray. I've talked about this in another podcast. I don't understand it. Like Joe Rogan, he's so prideful, like, oh, I'm a moderate. I've heard Stephen A. Smith, I'm a moderate. And I guess I might, maybe it's because I have a different criteria as to what makes somebody a moderate. For some reason, people that call themselves moderate seem to think that what makes them a moderate is the fact that they can agree with a Republican and also agree with a Democrat. Right?
Yep.
And that they can or disagree with one or the other. Therefore, they are a moderate. Okay. And I don't think that's true. Okay. For me, it's the values and positions that you hold. What is the role of government? What do you base your solutions on? Do you look for government solutions versus private sector solutions? Okay. Because I can agree with the Democrat. Okay. And I consider myself pretty far right. Okay. I hold all conservative positions. Okay. I'm pro-life. I'm low taxes. I am small government. Okay. Those are the things that define me. I am a clearly right person and I'm proud of it. Okay. I wear it as a badge of honor. I would be embarrassed to be a moderate because to me, a moderate is somebody who has not taken the time to seriously consider all of the issues and decide what are their values and what do they believe in. Do they believe in big government? Do they believe in high regulation? Do they believe in high taxation? Right? Or do they believe in the opposite of that? Are they pro-life? Are they pro-choice? Okay? Those are the things that hash those things out. Okay? So these moderate Democrats that I believe truly did exist were like the JRFKs.
Of course. The mansions, remember? The Christine Cinema. You know what I mean? These are the moderates. These are the people that were for the, these were the Democrats that were for the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now they've been hijacked. You know what I mean? And in one point or another, think about it. Some of us were Democrats, moderates. We believe, let live and live, right? That's part of the Democrats. But nowadays, think about it. They've gone so far left. Their ideology has gone so far left.
So let me ask you. Hold on, that statement right there, Alfred.
Sure.
Live and let live.
That's what they say.
Okay. How is that only a Democrat position?
Well, that's what it was back in the 90s. Think about it. I mean, primarily, think the reason why some of these, the Bill Clinton was like, hey, was considered a moderate Democrat, that he was for the people. I mean, some of the videos that we're seeing nowadays
give me an example of a right-wing position that it contradicts live and let live.
Well, I mean,
what law has a Republican or right-winger proposed that would not allow you to live and let live?
Well, that's one of the things that the left has done, man. They've moved so far away, man, that they convoluted the whole meaning of live and let live. You know what I mean?
Because the thing is, okay, for example, they might say abortion,
right?
Live and let live. Well, no, that's not live and letting live. That's killing.
Of course.
So I'm just going over what people would point. Some people would probably say, okay, Isaac, I can name one. It's abortion, the right for women to do whatever they want with their body. Oh, hold on a second. How is that live and letting live when the human inside of them, you're not even letting it live? We're the ones advocating for live and let live. I was thinking,
100%.
Okay.
No,
as a pro-lifer, that's what I'm advocating for, exactly that. Live and let live. In other words, let that baby be born. Okay. As a Democrat, you're advocating for live and don't let live.
And
okay.
Die and kill.
And kill.
Yep.
All right. I mean, what else would you say? Oh, gay marriage and all these things.
The reason why I say live and let live is because the most popular culture, I mean, a lot of the culture things were like, hey, you let people, let them be who they want to be.
Right.
Let the woman choose. And when I said live and let live, it's like, hey, you don't stop others from making drastic choices about themselves, or even that about life, or even that about, about how to intrude in their own personal life. That's what, back then the moderate Democrats were, and they lost full control of it.
Yeah.
Now they got completely left.
Yeah. Well, so again, the problem is that we're no longer, look, at this point, the Democrats have become so degenerate that it's like a case of, look, if you love America, you're right wing now. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. That's the criteria. If you love America and you love your home country, you're now MAGA. That's all. That's all you need. You could believe in abortion, and you could believe in all these things, but as long as you love America and want America to be first, and you're done with wokeness, you're already a MAGA. That's
100%.
all. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of where we're at now. Okay.
Exactly.
It because it's the enemy of the enemy is my friend, right? So the enemy right now is the woke left, right? Which is the current Democratic Party, the AOCs, the Elon Omars, right?
Yep.
All of these crazy degenerates that want sex changes and puberty blockers.
Yep.
Okay. Us and the centrist and the centrist, or the non-woke Democrats. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a common enemy right now. So we've joined forces. Okay. And hopefully, we're winning this battle. And once we win this battle, then we'll go back to normal times where we can just talk about high taxes and regulation.
Of course.
But we both love America, and we're tired of war, right? And we want America first, and we want what's best for America first. And let's come from that angle. And then we can just, once we agree to that, and those are the voices that are left, okay, then we can go back. But I want to go through these takeaways real quick, okay? Because I just think they're interesting. Number one, overemphasis on identity politics. Note that. So this is what the problem they're identifying, right? Many working class voters feel Democrats prioritize niche identity based groups with overbroad unidentifying messages, making them feel excluded rather than included. Okay, so this is wokeness. Okay, now don't get it. Don't get it twisted. Okay, they're not looking to. They're not deciding that they no longer believe in these things. Okay, they're just trying to figure out what do we need to pretend to be. How do we need to portray ourselves, and what are the things that we're saying and doing that's stopping us from winning? Okay, that doesn't mean that once they win, they're not going to go back to their degenerate ways. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Number two, the faculty lounge problem. Democrats are often viewed as judgmental, out of touch, and dismissive of those without elite education or progressive views. This makes the party seem disconnected from everyday people. No, it doesn't seem that way. They are disconnected.
Completely.
Okay? Completely. Okay? Because remember, that's why they call us deplorables, right?
Deplorables,
right? They're always talking about the experts say. Okay? At least they're figuring it out. Okay? They're figuring it out too. Failure to prioritize economic concerns because they don't care. Right? Because they don't care about economic concerns. But yes, they're saying, hey guys, we're failing. While voters struggle with jobs, wages, and inflation, Democrats are seen as more focused on cultural and social issues than on economic progress and opportunity. They don't seem that way. They are focused on those things. They don't care about all these other, right?
Yep.
4, weak messaging and communication. The party language is often vague, politically correct, or overly intellectual, guys. Okay, so we're too stupid to understand. Okay, no. So this is where they're wrong. We understand. Okay,
Right.
Okay, we understand, making it hard for working class voters to connect with democratic policies. Okay, guys. So they're saying that they're so articulate and so intellectual, guys, that we're just too stupid to understand. Okay, their message. That's the problem. So they need to dumb it down, which I do agree to a certain extent. Okay, but that's not the problem, Democrats. We understand. The problem is what you believe in, right? Fear of dissent within the party. Okay, we'll skip that one, right? Because there's no tolerance for other ideas. Okay, that's
Correct.
basically what they identified.
Yep.
6, attachment to unpopular institutions. Democrats are seen as defending elite institution, academia, media, government, bureaucracy, while being critical of institutions working class people value, like churches, small business, and police, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because they're anti-cop. So this is the evidence, guys. Do you guys think that yes, they will pretend to be pro-police. They will pretend to be pro-freedom of religion and respecting Christians, right? They will pretend. But what makes they're not really going to? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's ridiculous. But isn't this funny because they hate Doge, right? And their 6th takeaway, they better take that to heart, because they basically what they're saying is they need to stop criticizing Doge. Okay. 7, allowing the far left to define the party. Active groups and progressive staffers push unpopular culture positions, making it seem like Democrats are more extreme, making it seem like they are more extreme than
Which
they
they are.
actually are. They literally are that extreme. They are passing laws, right?
Yep.
They actually have passed laws, okay? Like everybody, whether you're a man or woman, gender neutral right?
Yep.
Gender neutral bathrooms, right? Allowing men to go in the women's locker room. No, it doesn't seem that way, okay? They are actually passing laws.
Not only
for
laws,
these
but
things.
think about it. Right now in the Senate, there was a fight where, allowing women or men to play in women's sports.
Yeah.
All 45 of the senators, these people right here, defining number 7, right? These people just voted against it.
Yeah.
They strongly believe that a man is a woman just because the man said so.
Yeah. So it says operatives and campaigns must remember that activist groups exist to promote their single issue and raise money around it, not to make Democrats electable. So to me, what they're saying here is, guys, hey, look, we got to keep these activist groups in the background. Okay. That we can't have them out there, okay, in the forefront, because that's hurting our electability. But so these activist groups, they need to just go out there and promote their single issues and get money for the party. Okay, that's what they're saying. 9, over reliance on buzzwords and political correctness. Buzzwords. What would those buzzwords be? I wonder. Right? Terms like pregnant people and Latinx, alien working class voters who see them as out of touch with the real world terms and vocabulary. Duh. Right? Like, for example, Black Lives Matter, and the rest of us are like, all lives matter. And they're finally figuring out that you're alienating people when you're saying Black Lives Matter and that you're condemning anybody who says all lives matter. Pretty freaking insane, right? Lack of positive national identity message. Democrats focus too much on American flaws. They not focus because they hate America. So they're right. Racism, sexism, inequality, without acknowledging the country's progress and potential, making them seem pessimistic and unpatriotic.
They
Not
are
seem,
they are.
right?
The guys are literally burning flags. Like, what
It's crazy, right? I mean, it's worth spending the time on this, guys, because this is freaking amusing. Okay, vilification of wealth. Democrats are seen hostile to success. I'll leave it at that. We all know it. Not seem, they are hostile to success. Okay, disconnected messaging. Democrats focus on broad economic indicators instead of acknowledging real struggles like high prices and stagnant wages, making voters feel dismissed and unheard. Not feel, okay? They are dismissed and unheard. And the problem is your policies are creating these things. Okay? Number 3 here, I guess it's a separate list. Takeaways on Democrats are not trusted by working class in the economy. So there's 3. No clear economic vision. Democrats lack a cohesive, inspiring economic agenda and often present a laundry list of policies rather than a unifying vision.
Correct.
Because they have no solution.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the same old nonsense, okay? Tax the rich, so on and so forth, right? That's the playbook. It's dead and it's old. Over prioritization of social issues. Economic policies is often framed through the lens of identity politics rather than broad-based prosperity, making working class voters feel overlooked. Like what? Like DDI? Right?
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. So they're being asked to reject these things now, right? 6, failure to own mistakes. Right? When have you ever heard they're still failing to own these mistakes?
Exactly.
Even right here, failure to own mistakes. Democrats defend flawed policies and institutions instead of acknowledging failures and committing to reforms that would improve economic trust. It's never going to happen, guys. See, this is their problem, is that they can go out and they're going to pretend. If they're smart, they will adopt these things and pretend, okay?
For the power.
Like they used to do. Like they used to do before before Obama became president.
Right.
They were very good at making sure to pretend, okay? And then the American people just, they vote, they go about their day, and then once they get in office, they could do whatever the heck they want, right? And then number 7, Republicans as the aspirational party. GOP messaging suggests that they want voters to be rich, while Democrats are seen as focusing on distribution rather than wealth creation.
100%. Well, think about it. How much of our money wasn't going to Ukraine?
Yeah.
Redistribution.
Well, taxing the rich and social programs. Like this, do you guys understand what the problem is? when you're reading through this, you're asking these people, it's like you're asking a dog not to bark, or you're asking, you know, you're asking these people to not be what they are. Number 8, climate policy viewed as anti-growth. The emphasis in climate change is seen as harming job opportunities and economic growth, especially in working class communities. Of course,
Yeah.
because that's what it is. You're trying to fix the economy by taxing people.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing, right? The break room versus the boardroom. Democrats' economic messaging often comes from elite celebrities and politicians rather than working class voices that voters can relate to. Well, that's a problem, guys, because anybody who's a normal working class citizen does not agree with anything that you value and uphold. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. This is not a Republican strategy. Okay. The Republicans, we don't strategize. Okay. We're just real. Okay. Excuse me. I'm not saying they're the rhinos. Okay. I'm not talking about the politicians that are out there that we've all, the Mitch McConnells. I'm talking about the rank and file guys like us, the people that vote, the people who support, the people like that we have podcasts with now, like all, like your Candace Owens, your Charlie Kirks, so on, even people that you don't agree with, like Ben Shapiro, that I don't agree with, right? That's all organic. Okay. Yeah. People didn't strategize. Officer Tatum, right? They didn't all get together. These are individual people that decided to do things just like we did. We decided, hey, let's start this channel. Let's see what happens. We could talk about things, give your opinion, see how it goes, right? The difference with those people is they were successful, good at it, and they're there now, right? But it wasn't it's not a strategy. This wasn't like sanctioned by the Republican Party, or they had some convention and decided, hey, okay, we need to go out there, guys, and we need to dominate the internet, and we need to create all these podcasts. No, people just started doing it. Okay. Okay. So 10, failure to address economic anxiety, just goes on to talk recognizing the reality of the poor economy. And this is takeaway on how Democrats can reconnect culturally with the working class. Move away from identity politics. Let's see if that happens. Emphasize shared values and cultural alignment. Rebalance the party's cultural messaging. Oh, let's see what they have under that. It says reject fringe positions, alienate medium voters, avoid overly moralistic and condescending messaging, speak plainly and directly, allow candidates to express personal faith and value without fear or backlash. 4, reduce far left influence and infrastructure. So anyways, I'll end it there because this is like a few pages, guys. It seems to you guys get the gist of what's going on here. But essentially, what they would have to do to accomplish this is basically get rid of AOC, get rid of Ilhan Omar. Like they would have to undo so much.
Yep.
And if they're wise, they'll do that. And at the end of the day, that would be good for the American people. If we can get these people to stop with their nonsense and their evil speak and their divisive race hustling and
Maxine Waters, Shifty Shift, all these lunatics out there, man, that are just worthless.
Yeah. Right. Even if they're pretending. Okay, because that's what they're gonna do. Okay, they're gonna pretend. But I thought this was interesting. I thought it was worth just going through all those talking points. Don't know what you guys think about that. Is there anything on the chat, Alfred?
No, it's actually pretty quiet. Hey, everyone that's joining in, I know there's a couple of people, man. We got a lot of people that are joining in from the X community, man. Bro, the X community is out there, man. Hey, help us out. As you guys know, if you're plugging in for the first time, please help us out. We don't get paid by Elon or anybody. We're just here, just two Latino dudes, just having a good conversation, just having discussions. Because at the end of the day, man, that's what freedom is, man. We should be able to have a discussion. Now that you know that you guys can call in and you guys be part of this show as well, you can call in. The number is 714-464-0747. For some people that are on X, because they're used to the spaces, you know what? We're giving the opportunity to join us if you want to come in here and be part of this, because a lot of the people on X, they want to be part of something, right? They have the spaces. Well, let us know. Send us a quick message, and we will reach out to you and get you in here right away, so you could be part of this and give us your 5 cents. At the end of the day, this is what it's about. It's about having discussion. It's about having communication. It's about not agreeing, but at the same time, just having an open dialogue, right? So help us out. Hit the share button, so we can go ahead and get this channel out there to people that need to hear this stuff. Because at the end of the day, that was me. I needed to hear something. And I know that some people are so used to the 2-minute videos, but I'm more of the long format, man. I like having a discussion. I like to, show me a video, show me something to discuss, and an open dialogue. So thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Unrestrained podcast.
Yep. So yeah, guys. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here, guys. We were on. Okay, I'll talk about this too, Alfred.
Yep.
So we got we were on TikTok.
Yeah, and the TikTok,
right?
Yeah.
And TikTok, our last stream, they took it down.
Yep.
And it was something like, where were they claiming? I don't even understand where
they just said that we were I guess we were, we went against their community rules.
Something
I guess
about violence.
Violence.
I think there was some violence man. And so I think I know what it was.
Yeah.
I think it was a comment that I said about, but actually it was we were talking about Israel.
Right.
And I mentioned the Jays.
Yeah, right.
Not advocating nothing bad if you guys go back, but I think just saying the word Jays probably triggered something there.
Yeah, the algorithm.
But my problem is, again, another criticism with Trump. Why are we for TikTok now, guys? Right. They don't allow freedom of speech. If you guys go back and watch our last episode, comment and tell me what we said.
Yeah.
What did I say, or anybody say that you really was violent, advocating for violence in any sort of way? Like, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable, Alfred. That is absolutely against our freedom of speech. And the fact that Donald Trump still supports this platform and has not shut it down all of a sudden, I'm extremely disappointed. Again, we got bigger, more important things to do. Let's get the Epstein list and just put some people in jail.
Right.
But it's not that hard. We don't need to be saving TikTok, guys. Okay. I understand people make money at it, but that is such an anti-First Amendment platform.
100%.
Something needs to be done, because you go back and you watch that stream, and I don't understand how you justify taking it down.
Yep.
It's crazy.
But we're in greener pastures now, and I think X is hitting hard, man. Hey, do us a solid, man. Do us a favor. As you guys know, as we're having this discussion, if you find us on X and you saw us right there, we're just going out there, because a lot of people want to have discussions, open discussions. And so if you find us on X, please go ahead and hit share our podcast, share the stream with somebody, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to have a good discussion. You might not agree with what we're saying, but at the same time, that's part of being free. That's part of freedom. You know what I mean? So to have these discussions. So please do us a favor, hit share, because we're relying heavily. Isaac just mentioned right now, we need to get to 100,000 subscribers so we can make it to the White House. So help us.
I think it's 100,000 views.
100,000 views.
Yeah.
So help us out. We want to make it. We want to be the first Latinos to, can you imagine, bro? 2 Latinos going right there, man, sitting right there on the right-hand side, right next to what's the name? Right next to all the politicals and all that stuff, looking at us, because we're right there on the left-hand side. Can you imagine, bro? 2 Latinos guys just right there, just reporting live.
I think I would use my time to talk some smack to CNN and all the propaganda media in the room.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd ask a question, or maybe I'd frame my question in such a way that I would being like, basically talking smack to them. You know, like why are these people still here,
Yep.
right? Like, you know, how does
Why is
administration
Caitlyn still here
how does-
asking these dumb questions?
Yeah, how do you still justify having these people in here when they're no longer relevant?
Yep.
Right? They have no audience.
Yep.
Right?
They're a dying breed, man.
When will the White House stop allowing them in? I'd ask a question like that. The American people want to know.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
When are we going to stop treating these people like they're legitimate? They're not propagandists.
Which they are. In fact, we
Right.
know that they are.
Yeah. So guys, if you want to see that question be asked at the White House, okay, then you need to help us share, subscribe, comment, all those good things.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see what happens next week, guys. We got to keep an eye on Pam Bondi. She is on the chopping block in my book.
Oh, sorry about that.
And I'm not really sure how you'd have to do a lot to even if you release all of it, okay? She's still not redeemed in my book. Okay.
Right.
She needs to atone heavily for her sin, okay, of just fumbling this whole thing on Friday.
That
All right?
was wild, man.
So
yeah.
so it is what it is, guys. Let's see. She's got maybe a week. We'll see maybe next week we'll be talking about how, you know, a bunch of people in Hollywood's homes got raided and they're all in jail now, right? So all right, guys. Well, thank you guys. Have a good week. We'll see you guys Monday.
Yes, sir. Monday.
Yep.
Every Monday, man. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you. Please help share and subscribe and pass along the word, man, so we can get some more people. Right.
Yep.
Take care, man, and have a blessed week.
Yep.
Take care.